guys, welcome to Home Sweet Homeschool. If you're new here, my name is Ashley and I'm a homeschooling mom to one. And in today's video, we're going to talk all about Campfire Curriculums Professional Chef Unit. If you haven't heard of Campfire Curriculums, after this video, make sure you head to their website, campfirecurriculums.com, and check them out. They also have a YouTube channel, which I'll put in the description box. You can find them on Facebook as Campfire Crew. Make sure that you answer the membership questions so that you can join. And you can also find them on Instagram, and I'll put their handle here on the screen so that you can find them. You are going to definitely want to go and check them out. If you love unit studies, then Campfire Curriculums is a great place to go. Now, just a little bit of information on them, and you can find out more for yourself. They are not core curriculum, and they do not claim to be core curriculum. They are extracurricular unit studies, and they are amazing. We love to pair them with our Gather Round units. That's what we did last year, but this year we are taking the time to alternate between Gather Round and Campfire so that we can give them all the attention and we can really focus on each set of units and use them to the max, okay? So, if you want to see some other videos about Campfire Curriculums, I do have a playlist where I've shown kind of day in the life or do a lesson with us or some flip throughs. You can find that. I'll try to link that below as well. And there's some other moms on here that have shared their family using the curriculum too. So definitely check it out. If you love unit studies, we think they're amazing. My son really enjoys them. So I do have a flip through of Professional Chef on my channel, but we just finished it up. We actually purchased this last year. We started it last year and then stopped, but we decided to pick it up this year, and I'm so glad that we did because my son is very interested in becoming a chef one day. Right now, that's what he's looking forward to when he gets older. He wants to be a chef. So he loved this unit. Now, just to note about this unit, it doesn't teach kitchen safety. It's not home ec. This is all about being a professional chef. And they'll even tell you in the book how to use these units. And I do talk about that more when I do flip through. So if you don't know how to use Campfire, definitely check out one of my flip through videos and I go through it a little bit better. But they tell you how to use it and they tell you where they got their information from. So they do a lot of interviews and apprenticeships, and that's how they find out their information. So if you want to see more of this unit, definitely check out my flip through. I'll link that below as well. But we loved this. So there were, I believe, 12 lessons. Let me make sure. Yeah, there were 12 lessons. So we took 12 of our school days, and each day we did a lesson, and we loved it. My son absolutely loved it. I'm going to make sure that I insert a little bit of footage of him doing some of this. He doesn't always like to be on camera, and I always ask him before I video him, and sometimes he's okay with it and sometimes he's not. So there is a little bit of footage that I'll put in, and I'll do a voiceover and let you know what he's doing of him doing some of these lessons. But he really enjoyed it. He actually looked forward to it. He's like, "Are we doing Professional Chef?" And when we got to the last lesson and it was the next day, and he's like, "Okay, what's our lesson about Professional Chef today?" And I'm like, we finished that yesterday. So he loved this. So if you have a child who loves cooking or is interested in it, this is great. A good thing to note is this can be used with your youngest child all the way up to the adult notebook. So you can use this for your whole family. And again, all that's explained in a how this works or in one of my flip through videos. So we loved it. One of the things that I like to do, especially with the newer units come with core connections, and they also come with skip if you want pages. And so in this one, the skip if you want pages are in the back. Now I noticed when I printed the vet unit, those were after the lesson. So that could always change. You'll just have to check it out. But I just put a tab at the skip if you want pages because we use those. We utilize every bit of this unit. So I put it there. I also put a tab on the activity options. This is where you could find all the recipes that went with this unit. And then another great thing that they provide with their newer units is core connections. So if you are using this as a standalone unit study and you want math and you want language arts and you want history and all those things, you can utilize the core connections in the back. So I just tabbed those, and so when we were finished with a lesson, I would go back to the core connections and we would do those things as well. So Core connections are awesome. So you definitely want to check that out. If we had to give this a rating out of like 0 to 10, we would give it a 10. We love Professional Chef. So go and check them out, campfirecurriculums.com. They have a ton of them already. And you can also be notified if you're a part of Campfire Crew or if you're a part of the Instagram page. They let you vote on the next thing that's coming out. So if you want to be a part of that voting, then make sure you follow those things so that you can have your voice be heard, and you can always email them in your suggestions as well, because they're very open to emails and they're super helpful. Let me share some other things that we used along with this unit. So I wanted my son to have just a little bit more math. And so on Teachers Pay Teachers, her name is Shelly Rees, and I'm going to link this. Teachers Pay Teachers has so many great things. If you don't utilize that as a homeschool mom, you really need to. But Shelly Rees does a lot of project-based learning. And so I've been using these for a long time when I was a teacher in public school, and then also for my son at home. But she had I think it's called Start Your Own Restaurant, Create Your Own Restaurant, something like that. It is tons of pages. It even has rubrics if you need to give a grade. It has everything that you need. But the point of it is it took your child from start to finish to let them create their own restaurant. And my son loves stuff like this. We've done Create Your Own Haunted House. We've done, oh, what was the other one? We've done so many of these. He loves these. So I'll link this down below and you can go check it out. They're not very expensive, but they are certainly worth it. So this is just where he planned his restaurant. You had to come up with a couple of different themes. Here's some more planning pages. And what I just did is for each lesson in Professional Chef, I would just put a couple of these pages with it for him to do too. This page was all about restaurant supplies. What did you need? What could you borrow from friends? Designing the outside of your restaurant. And then here you have a shopping list. And so you had to do math. He did it on another piece of paper, but you had to do a little bit of math. This was for a good cause. So having a fundraiser to raise money. Who would you want to raise money for? What would your fundraiser be? That's a part of it. Then you do restaurant selfies where you kind of do like you at the restaurant and you write up something about it. So he liked that. And then we had scrumptious snapshots where you had to draw pictures of your food at your restaurant. Then text message time. So a lot of language and communication built into this. And then an Instagram post. He had a pizzeria, if you can't tell. Then you had to create a dining playlist where you listed what music you would play in your restaurant. This was a food write-up, so we love to eat out anyway, but I told him to pick his favorite dish and write up why it was his favorite and draw a picture of it. So you could print off more of these and you could be a food critic. That would add some extra writing. You could even use that along with the things you cook in Professional Chef and let your kids write that up. Then he had to map out his floor plan, and this was a great math lesson on area and perimeter. You need a little review in that. The last part was to create a menu for his restaurant. So he was having a pizzeria, and so they just design it and they add prices, all that good stuff. And then there's also menu math. So they use their menu they created and the prices they created, and they have math to do. So if you want to use something like this along with Professional Chef, you certainly can if you want to add a little bit more math. I just add these simply because they're a lot of fun. I mean, I would have loved this when I was little. So like I said, this will be in the description box. It's on Teachers Pay Teachers. The other thing I looked up, he loves word searches, and so I found this on Pinterest. Don't forget to go to Pinterest to look for awesome things. This was a cooking items word search. So it had all kinds of things, words like bake, boil, chop, grate, you know, so that we could go over that vocabulary too. And then a kitchen items word search where you found words like blender, spatula, spoons, toaster, all that. My kid loves a word search, okay? So the other thing that I don't have up here with me because I've already put it in our bucket to go down to the basement with our other homeschool stuff, but the book, Who Was Julia Child? That's a great book to read along with this. We love the Who Was books, and I'm going to link a free I guess it's kind of like a unit study, but there's this one place I love to go to get the Who Was unit studies, and for the life of me, I can't remember the name of it. So that's going to be linked below. That is completely free. You just need to have the book. So that went perfect with this. And then we also used 2 other books. This book we've had for quite a while. This was the unofficial Harry Potter cookbook. And it's got some interesting recipes, but I had it on hand in case he wanted to try something, because, you know, the cooking didn't stop. Like, he's still interested in it. And so he does like to help out now when we cook supper. Since we finished that, he is volunteered to come and help me cook supper most nights. But if he wants to try something interesting, he's got this one. And then this one I really like. This is called Cooking Class. And I loved this one because it had up in the front, it was like welcome to cooking class. And it had things like review the rules, get your kitchen in order, start with good ingredients, kitchen vocabulary, being careful with sharp things. So you could see how you could throw in some home ec and some basic safety in with Professional Chef. But I really loved this cookbook, and I appreciate the fact that it has very simple things like, how do you hard boil an egg? How do you make granola? If he can learn basic things like this, he can feed himself when he gets older. That's great. This is egg sandwiches or French toast on a stick. It even has like, how do you cook bacon? Because, you know, he doesn't watch me cook these things a lot of times. So just very basic, easy recipes that he can feel successful about. And then in the back, it has, which he didn't use any of this, but there are some stickers, and let's see what else. I think there's like place cards. Yeah. So if you invite people over, there are some place cards. It's really cute. There's also some recipe cards if they want to write down their recipe. And then there's also these little cards in the back. They're called dinner time game cards. So I'll link this down below. Super simple recipe book for kids. So I'm going to throw in some footage of him using this unit. So let's get to it. We started with a think fast game where he had to write a food for every letter of the alphabet, and for some of the letters it got pretty challenging. Then we moved on to a game where I would call out kitchen equipment or a kitchen utensil, and he would have to look around our kitchen to find it. So that's why you see him opening our cabinet doors and hunting through them to see if he can find the things that I called out. We also spent time learning about being safe around the oven because he's not real sure of himself when it comes to putting things in and out of the hot oven. So we worked on that while he baked cookies. And then he wanted to make his dad something special. So this wasn't a part of Campfire. I mean, it was for the gelatinization process, but we decided to make his dad some banana pudding because my son's never done that. So he was really excited to whip up this treat for his dad and have it waiting for him when he got home from work. So what I love about it is he's gotten so confident in the kitchen, and it's all because of this unit. This unit's really built his kitchen confidence, and it makes me so happy. All right, like I said, we love the Professional Chef unit, and I do want to encourage you to check out Campfire Curriculums. If you have any questions about Campfire Curriculums, let me know down in the comments below. If you've tried them before, let me know what units you've done and how you've liked them. And as always, thank you so much for watching.